you hate the thought of working past 55 or 60? Do you hate not being able to live the life you deserve today? Do you hate not knowing what your financial future looks like? It's time to stop doing what you hate. Here's your host, Mr. Harold Green.
Aloha, everybody. This is Harold Green of Brightree Financial Group, and it's time to stop doing what you hate. Man, I hope you're having a fantastic day today. I'm doing pretty good. It's a Saturday for me, and it's just been a super long week, and a lot of stuff has been going on. So I'm going to get into today's show titled Fame or Fortune. And it's probably going to be a little bit of a rant, and I'm probably going to be jumping all around talking about a lot of different things. But the bottom line is you're going to have a choice to make someday. You're going to have to decide whether you want to be famous or you want to have fortune. And what I'm talking about is we live in the viral social media world where everybody's trying to get like their 2 minutes under the sun, their claim to fame, and I think a lot of people are chasing a lot of things, but they don't understand what the most important things are in life. And so we're going to talk about that. But I want to talk to you a little bit about my week. It's been a very interesting week, to say the least. I'm coming off of probably about a week and a half worth of traveling and going out and doing business and different things like that. And going out to what we call the mainland, and then, doing business there and just getting different perspectives and clearing my brain, and then being able to come back and then make valuable contributions to my clients, make valuable contributions to my community, and just move things forward and start to make things happen. So are you guys ready? 1, 2, 3, let's get it. Fame or fortune? Which would you choose? So yesterday, and I got to give a shout out to my man and a good friend of mine, Mr. Scott Oka. And we're out playing golf yesterday, and, we had a good time and ended up playing golf. We sat down and I had to rerun his numbers inside of his financial plan just to make sure that a scenario that I once showed him is still good to go. And the funny thing is, as a financial advisor, you really got to be careful what you show your clients, and you really got to be careful what you share with your clients and how you position things, because sometimes we're so good at, encouraging our clients and then helping them make great decisions and helping them be optimistic. Sometimes we can do too good of a job of that. And so Scott had it in his mind where I ran the scenario that once he retired from the Air Force, he was a colonel, high-ranking position in charge of personnel as at a pretty big wing here with lots and lots and lots of people. I ran him the scenario that if he retired from the Air Force, he would never have to work again. And he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." And this is about a couple of years ago, and that's what he kind of had in his mind. And so once he retired, he decided that he would try to get on with a different company as a pilot. And all throughout the training, I'm not going to say the name of the company or the airlines or whatnot. I don't want to disparage anybody, but all throughout the training, he would just tell me every time we play golf, he's like, "Harold, man, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if my heart is really in it." And finally, one day he said, "You know what?" He said, I quit. I can't see myself doing this anymore. It's just not who I am. And he said to me these exact words. He said, "I was listening to your show the other day that said, fight for it." He said, "I understand what you're saying," but he said, "I don't think this is worth fighting for." And I said, "Scott, you got to put this in perspective. All right. You got to figure out what to fight for. And then also the title of my show is Stop Doing What You Hate. Right? You don't have to keep doing the things that you hate for whatever reason." And I said, "I'm okay with that. I ran the scenario. I stick by the scenario. We just got to tighten up a couple of different things as far as the expenses and whatnot." And I said, "You're going to have to give me a budget in terms of what you want to spend." And he said, "How about $500,000? Because I want to hit baller status." I said, "No, man, we can't. No, we have to be realistic." Scott and his wife, they've done a fantastic job saving and investing and saving and investing. And he was telling me the story about how his sister had told him to come see me for years and years and years and years. And in his mind, he said, "We're savers. We don't spend much money. The only thing we got to do is keep investing in our 401k. We're already at, a lot of money in our 401ks and things like that. So what do we need help for?" And one day what happened was Scott's dad came on board as a client. And Scott's dad has been one of these people that did his own investments for years and years and years and years and years. And finally he said, "You know what, Harold, I don't want to do this anymore. You're the professional. I'm going to turn it over to you. I'm going to let you do it and you handle it." And so when Scott saw that, and he knew how difficult it was for anybody to convince his dad, he's like, "I got to go meet this guy. I got to go meet this guy." And so soon after that, Scott came on board, and from there, it was pretty exciting. The rest is history. So I said, you know what, stop doing what you hate. Just relax for 6 or 7 months or to a year. You can sit down and rest and figure out what the next phase of your life is going to be. He thought he had it figured out. He thought he wanted to get into this other airline for, all different types of reasons. And he just finally said, you know what, this is not what I want to do. So Scott, thank you very much for your trust. Thank you very much for being a good friend of mine and encouraging me through these difficult times that we're going through. And so together we're going to get there. Together, we're going to have fortune. And here's what I want to get into: fame or fortune. I honestly don't even know where to start, because I had a conversation with my son the other day, and I'm going to put this out there, and I'm going to share this with you guys. After going to MIT, getting a degree in nuclear engineering, right? Spent all this money. Great school. He's working on his PhD, but he said something important to me. He said, Dad, I wanted to be the man at the hospital in the medical physics department. I wanted the fame. I wanted the title. I wanted the prestige that came with working at Massachusetts General Hospital as a medical physicist. I wanted that. This is what I've been striving for. I got the job. I got my foot in the door. And this is what I've been striving for. And he said, you know what I realized? I don't have a life. I don't have a life. And if I get married and I've had kids, I'm going to be gone like 80 hours a week. The machines keep breaking or whatever. I mean, things keep happening that prevent me from having the kind of life I want. I want to be able to coach basketball. I want to be able to coach and do different things with kids. But because of this job, I'm not going to be able to have the kind of life that I want to have. So I'm looking at making a change. I'm looking at doing something different. And I said, okay, I'll get into the rest of it with you guys a little bit later once we're sure and we're like further down the line what he wants to make happen. But I'm all for that. He was chasing the fame of the position. Yes, he was going to make money, but it was more about the fame of the position more than anything else. And he made this statement to me. And I've heard a lot of people say this. He said, Dad, money's not everything. Money's not everything. He said, money's not everything. I said, son, you're right. Money's not everything. It's the first thing. I'm going to say that again. Money is not everything. It's the first thing. I say, try being homeless and living under a bridge or something and trying to feed your wife and then telling her, honey, money's not everything. As long as we have love, it's going to be okay. Try living under a bridge and eating soup every day in the cold and start talking that junk about money is not everything. Money is not everything. Money is the first thing. And if you don't have your money situation squared away, a lot of bad things can happen. We're talking about perpetuating poverty, all kinds of different things because of stupid ideologies that some hippie came up with, some irresponsible hippie came up with years ago. Money's not everything. Yeah, that's easy to say when you got a trust fund with millions of dollars sitting in it, right? That's easy to say when your parents own corporations and they make millions of dollars and you ain't got to do nothing all day. It's easy to sit there and pontificate and come up with bullcrap ideologies that if young people follow this crap, they're going to be in trouble. Fame or fortune. Let's talk about some of this TikTok stuff. Now, I am not making noise and making fun of people who make money on TikTok. I applaud these kids all day, right? If you can make money on TikTok or social media, God bless you, man. Go knock yourself out, do your thing, make your money. But here's the thing you got to understand. These people are creative, and not everybody who gets on TikTok and is trying to make money off of it are creative. Some of these people are just downright stupid. They ought to be cracking a book, trying to study, get to the next level, pass their courses, right? Really figure out what it is they want to do with their life instead of chasing these viral clips on social media, trying to be famous, right? Trying to like get their. And the bottom line is, it's entertainment. And if you don't understand the first thing about entertainment, you ain't got no business out there trying to do anything like that. You can do it with your friends and have fun, but to try to go viral and make tons of money off of it and chase that, instead of looking at what's really important, because that ain't for everybody. We're talking about fame or fortune. And I have a client, we were talking the other day, and she does social media in her line of work. She's in real estate. She posts educational videos and things like that. And she was telling me, she said, Harold, you would be phenomenal if you were just to start to put video to your podcast shows. And I said, you know what? Here's the thing. I don't want just anybody coming trying to knock my door down because I got them all sensationalized. I got them all thinking they can do it. And now they want to come and invest money when I just raised my minimum to $500,000. That's right. I raised my I raised my minimum investment to work with my firm to $500,000 because it is what it is. It takes way too much time, way too much effort to manage accounts, small accounts that I'm only going to make $100 a year off of. It's the same amount of time. It's the same amount of work, right? Same amount of regulation. So therefore, with discretion, I've raised my minimum to $500,000. I don't want people just knocking my door down, calling me and saying, hey, I want to invest with you. And I only got $500. I got $1,000. I said, that's great and everything. Those folks can start a TD Ameritrade account or whatever and just start, investing that way. And if I do have somebody who come to me and they don't have my minimum, I can make a discretionary call depending on the situation, or I can just say, go set up a TD Ameritrade account or Interactive Brokers or something like that. And then here's how you get started and so on and so forth, right? We can do that. But I don't want the fame. I don't want my face plastered everywhere. I want to be incognito, because being famous, if you're not famous for the right reasons, or fame is not a byproduct of you doing massive things in life, then it ain't worth it to me. It ain't worth it to me. It ain't worth being famous, because sometimes being famous is a distraction. If you can't use your fame to make good things happen in life for people, it's a problem. We got a lot of famous celebrities right now, and all they do is spout bullcrap all day. And they pontificate bullcrap. And they get young people to buy into that crap. And that's why we have a lot of malaise and a lot of anger, a lot of discontentment, a lot of frustration, a lot of protest, a lot of unhappiness. You got a lot of stuff that just ain't cool because people have drunk the wrong Kool-Aid. They've drunk the Kool-Aid of famous people. And yeah, some of these famous people are rich. Yeah, some of these famous people have money. But guess what? They're not using it to move the world forward to a better place. They're using it to divide us all. So I want to tell you, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. If you want to be famous, ask yourself why. What is being famous going to do for me? Well, being famous, it'll make me a lot of money. I'm not telling you. Here's the thing. If you ain't got nothing to contribute to society, right, your fame is going to be fleeting, right? You're going to be like a one-hit wonder. Yeah, people recognize you. Yeah, they were famous. But then what? Now, where are they now? Where are they now? Go back and look at some of those things. Where are they now? Figure out what kind of contribution you want to make to society. Think about how you can monetize your gift and make money. And then if fame comes because of it, great. That's fantastic. But if you're chasing fame first, you crazy. You crazy. You crazy. Everybody is looking for the perfect clip to put on the internet. Try to figure out how to make a difference in the world. Study something, right? Add value. Create a product that solves the needs of millions of people, and you will become rich. And maybe, just maybe, you'll become famous. So what are you chasing? Fame or fortune? Go figure it out. And until next time, everybody, 1, 2, 3, let's get it.
This is thepodcastfactory.com.